Hey everybody, and welcome back to the True Blue Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Zucardi. You can find me on Instagram at True Blue Podcast. It is February. It's April 12th. April 12th. We made it, everybody. We made it to April 12th. I don't know what the fuck today is or any significance, but we made it. Whatever that means. I'm happy to be here. This is sort of therapeutic for me, at least today. Just a lot going on. My dog's been sick, and that's really draining. Let me tell you, that's draining. My dog, I got her when she was, like 10, 9 or some shit. She'll be 11 next month. And she's just been sick since my birthday. So since March 27th, to be honest with you, so the day before. And it's tough because I just love her so much, and she's not herself, but at times she is, and there's signs of improvement, but then there's also lots of, variety. So for those of you who are listening, if you could say a prayer for my dog Lulu, or throw a penny in a fountain, or however you make peace with the rest of the world or other people, it would mean a lot to me. It really would, because that's some positive energy, and I really could use a lot of that right now. So just wanted to not to be depressing or anything, but just to let you know kind of like why this is more of a therapeutic episode for me. I need to do things for myself, that keep me engaged, despite my dog's, condition or anything. But I'm not trying to be all sad or anything like she's, anything too intense, but it's just that she's sick, you know what I mean? And shit, last motherfucking time. So I did a podcast, like not this Saturday, but the Saturday before. And I talked about going downtown not downtown, over to Central in Wyoming to this fast food place called Griff's, and seeing some, drug deals, and just, it was such an, kind of an intense intersection. And I come home and I recorded the podcast, and I'm going to bed, and I see my lights are on downstairs in my car, and I'm like, what the fuck? And it scared the shit out of me. I thought like right away someone was like in my apartment or something, and they're going to grab onto my shoulders. Or, just, it was weird, I just didn't expect to see it. So like my first couple thoughts were very irrational. So then I go downstairs, and then, it appears that someone tried to steal my car and use like a key, like one of those dummy keys or whatever, to try to take off with it. But it didn't have the chip that it needs for the car to start, so it went nowhere. So that sucked. That really sucked. That really fucking sucked. It was just so weird because I was talking about just how like desperate and, busy that area was where I was last week at Central in Wyoming here in Albuquerque, and it's like almost like it followed me home. And I don't like to think on the negative trip like that, but like it's just so weird, But they didn't get the car, so fucking A, thank God. And on top of that, oh my God, I fucking I have AAA, and I got it like at the beginning of March because I'm like, this is probably a smart thing to get. And it would have cost me like $100 and something bucks, and it only cost me $34 fucking bucks. And they didn't fuck up the like ignition, so I didn't have to have any other work. And I am fucking so grateful, so fucking grateful. That could have been a very expensive experience. So I am fucking grateful. That membership paid for itself immediately within like 3 weeks. So yeah, just kind of a weird set of events and circumstances and stuff, but yeah, just kind of wild, you know. And it's just interesting about all these negative things that happen. Come positive things, you know, whether it's support or in this case it was a very cheap repair bill, if you call it that. I thought I was gonna have to get it towed or fucking, you know, all this bullshit, but yeah, luckily it's, you know, I'm very grateful. I really am. It's really given me a lesson in faith, all this stuff, to be honest with you, because sometimes I don't handle it so well, and it works out, and I'm like, God, I worried all that time, and I'm fucking, you know, stressing, and it's just not good for the whole operation, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that was kind of a fucking crazy ass fucking, you know, like, it's been crazy since turning 39. It's been kind of wild. I'm not gonna lie, you know. I'm all about positive hardcore, you know. It's all good, but yeah, it's been just kind of wild. So I'm just grateful for all the love and all the positivity out there. I was talking to a homie of mine, and he was telling me that well, I was talking to him on the phone, and he's a talker like me, so I kind of listen a lot, right? And he was telling me, in fact, he'll be listening. He's like, he started to like give me like, he was really quiet. I'm like, wow, I have the entire fucking floor. This is awesome. And then he was falling asleep because he was like, yeah, I listen to your podcasts when I go to sleep at night. So just listening to you talk just kind of got me in the same mode. So yeah, it just made me laugh. I thought that was really funny. Shout out to my homie Heath. Yeah, I just wrote down some fucking notes. I'm just gonna fucking barrel through them. That's how we're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna, you know, keep it real like that. So when people send me screenshots, I always look at the battery level. I'm always like, how well is this phone charged? Where is this person at with making sure that they have a, you know, a strong battery, or they have enough battery, you know? I look at that and all the notifications, and then you can pretty much also tell like what provider they have. I'm sure other people do that, but I was just noticing it a lot when people were sending me screenshots recently. I'm like, man, I go right to the battery level and look at all that shit. I also want to mention, I fucking hate going to Teppan grills, like those, like where you sit around the circle with a bunch of strangers, and some fucking chef flips shit up, and he fucking takes all the meat that you ordered and throws it to other people and uses it and shit, and then you got to eat next to all these people. That ain't for me. Fuck that. I am never into those. Anytime I've been to them, it's never been my idea, ever. Who the hell wants to sit around with a bunch of fucking strangers, you know? And once you see one of those guys chopping shit up, making the volcano and all that, like, it's kind of like, all right, whatever. You know? If that's how I had to get my pizza, though, I'd sit there every time. I'd watch the guy spinning and everything, man. I don't give a fuck. You know? But this isn't pizza. But still, it's just one of those things I just think, I was just like, oh, God. I think I saw someone on my Instagram post that they went out to one of these places. And, you know, power to them. That's awesome. It's good that people are going out to eat. But, yeah, I just think to myself, like, nope, easy pass there, easy pass. Yeah, I also, you know what really fucking sucks is when you hit your forearm with a doorknob. Usually in the middle of the night, because usually you're not, like, aiming for it. But, man, when you fucking get it, like, right in the smack middle of your fucking forearm with a doorknob, that shit fucking hurts. Like, you can feel it throughout your whole fucking hand and shit. You gotta, like, stretch it out and stuff. And if you're not like tired as fuck and it happens like, you know, when you're awake or whatever, ice that shit up, man, because that fucking hurts, man. You almost want to like karate chop the doorknob off, you know, because you're so pissed off at it. Oh, man. This is helping. Yeah, so I was talking months, probably like last year, about people with their masks and how they love wearing them, and they're so proud. They just, you know, it's almost like, yes, more accessories, yes, more pictures. Oh, yes, me, selfie. I'm noticing the same with these vaccinations. People are taking them with their cards, and, you know, they're with their stickers and all this shit. And I don't know. I see that and I just kind of think to myself, like, yeah, good for you, but better you than me. And I don't know, like, I never did that with anything else. I never, like, showed people I was, like, I had my flu shot or I had my whatever, rabies shot or whatever shot you got to get or whatever vaccinations, I should ask my mom, hey, Mom, you have any of the vaccinations or things I got when I was a baby, like firstborn? Send those over because I'm totally missing out here. But, yeah, I see that and I just think to myself, like, I don't know. It just doesn't. People all about themselves and just posting that on there. To me, the vaccination thing, it's kind of personal, like I don't dig into what the fuck you're up to with your religion, who you fuck, or what your charts look like. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's, I mean, to each his own, that's all good, but I see that and I just kind of think to myself like, people are the worst, man. Well, fucking hey, that was it. That was my fucking since we last spoke section of this motherfucking show where I talk my shit about what's what. Thanks for letting me get through that. That was real enjoyable. Now we're going to move on to the self-care tip of the week. All right, hell yeah. So I got this off of Instagram from _Lisa Oliveira. Yeah, I think I said that right. _Lisa Oliveira. Oliveera. God, I can't even spell. I'm looking right at it. Some names I have to like, even though they're simple, I look at them, I'm like, all right, there's definitely a way to say this, and it's easy. But why am I looking at it the other way? So I came across this yesterday. It's things that support our healing. And I thought, I had a cool thing to share. There's about like 10 things on here. So I figured I'd read through them and just speak a little bit on them. Give you my opinion. All right, so things that support our healing. Not thinking about healing all the time. Well, that's good, I think it's good to just live your life and just kind of go with it, and not be so conscious all the fucking time about what you're doing or you're healing or you're living or you're breathing, Yeah, that's kind of what that says to me. So not thinking about healing all the time. This one should have been number one, and they should probably repeat this next one like every other one. Laughing as often as possible. I mean, come on. How great is laughing? It's just the fucking best. You know what I mean? It really is. You're like in ecstasy for those like couple seconds. Usually it's something that you didn't expect someone would say, or an anecdote or a story or, whatever. It's just so great. And it definitely supports healing. God, it's like laughing and fucking water. Those two things should be like preached more. I mean, how simple they are, but man, they just really, really amp up the quality of life. All right, so number 3 on this list is paying attention to growing plants and flowers. That's really cool. Paying attention to growing plants, flowers. So why I like that is, you have to care for them. You got to give them sunlight. You got to give them water. You know what I mean? You can't just put them in a closet. I mean, unless they're those special kind of plants and you have a high-ass electric bill. You know what I'm saying? But, if they're the regular kind of plants, then...
Smells good.
Yeah.
Marijuana smells good.
Yeah, speak up, buddy. What the fuck, man? Damn, you got to be quiet?
Marijuana smells good.
All right, chill. But yeah, back to these plants. Paying attention to growing plants and flowers. It's cool, too, that like you can take part in something that is growing and requires care, and it's like a team effort with the sun and shit. And then especially if they're flowers or certain plants, the way that they like bloom and blossom and shit, just like, I don't know, it brings such a great feeling, All right, number 4 on this list is making homemade dessert for no reason. So this is a good one too, because it's just like, food is a very sensitive thing. Everyone has their own diets and their own allergies and all their pepperonis and stuff. So, but it's making a homemade dessert for no reason. So you translate this to how it would make sense for you. You don't have to make a homemade dessert, but it's just almost like saying like, do something good for yourself for no fucking reason. It's a Tuesday night. You just feel like enjoying that piece of life, I mean, I think it's a good thing to note, because we get so caught up in routine and schedules and whatever. To be able to take a break for no reason is the way to go. All right, so the next one says allowing yourself to enjoy cheesy pop music. All right, so I'm going to make an amendment here at the end. Allowing yourself to enjoy blank music. Doesn't have to be cheesy pop music. I guess it's what this is saying is, like, if you like something and it's like a guilty pleasure, then, don't go, depriving yourself of it. I was reading something like a couple years ago about like just helping recover from depression or whatever, and it said treat yourself to a song. So I used to tell my ex-girlfriend, I'm treating myself to a song right now. And I just kind of like how that's like looked upon. It's so easy to play song. You could even just say, hey, go play this, and it plays it. But to me, that's like treat yourself to a song. I go right to my records, because it's just like, find the record, enjoy the cover, take the record out. It's just like that whole process. So that's a cool one, allowing yourself to enjoy whatever music. All right, the next one here says leaving the dishes until tomorrow sometimes. Huge word there is sometimes. I do not agree with this one, except for the sometimes part. I fucking can't stand that. Clean them shits right away. Rinse them or something. That shit just gets hard and just a pain in the ass. Fuck that. Just do it. You'll feel so much better. But that it says sometimes, I can get behind it. Because I'm not perfect. There are nights where I'm like, fuck it. Fuck it. I was just like, fuck you. Fuck you. Motherfucking need to speak up. But yeah, like, sometimes, not all the time, but translate this how it works for you. You don't have to say the dishes. It could be your laundry or whatever task or chore. All right, next one here is imagining the most perfect future vacation. This one's kind of cool because it's important to have something to look forward to. Okay? This one says the most perfect future vacation. So go ahead and do that. Why not? We all fucking earned it with this COVID pepperoni bullshit. We all fucking deserve imagining the most perfect future vacation. Because why not? It exists. It's not $1 million to get there. So fucking try to, imagine it and see where it goes from there. Engaging in silly voice singing impersonations. So this is usually something that's done for me in the shower. I tend to go to like old school hardcore, like 25 to Life kind of style singing. If you knew who they are, then you'll definitely understand. If not, just look up 25 to Life. 25 to Life. Yeah, this is fun and engaging in silly voice singing impersonations. So the word I get from this is silly. Just enjoy being silly. You don't take life so fucking seriously. You know what I mean? Just really enjoy it. If you think about it, it's so precious and so short. Why spend it fucking, you know what I mean? Just enjoy it. Don't take it so seriously. The next one here says playing chase with a child or animal. In parentheses it says consenting. Yeah, you're not going to just want to chase a kid or a fucking animal unless you're fucking whacked. Playing chase with a... Yeah, this is fun. To me, this just says have fun, be a kid. Have fun with your pet. As long as they're consenting. That's funny. All right, so this one says spending less time looking at screens. This one is great too. I think we all spend so much time looking at our phones, our tablets, our televisions, whatever. Less time it's always good to be conscious of that. And about 3 more here. Next one says doing more things just because you want to. Yeah, doing more things just because you want to. To me, again, just because you want to. You don't have to. Sometimes you can just do things and not have to have a reason, or maybe you just enjoy them. I rarely gamble ever, but when friends, go to casinos or they visit or whatever, I can have fun. You know what I'm saying? And I do it because I want to. I don't feel like whatever. I'm there with them. Yeah, that's important. Doing things just because you want to. Next up is letting it be easy when it's easy. That's a great one. So many people want to complicate things, especially like, let's say in relationships, they want to complicate it. That's their specialty. but it's just easy. I always say that, like, you know, the girlfriends or the, you know, the women that I've met, that I've connected with, it was just easy. I didn't feel I had to, like, impress them or be a different person or do this, do that, any of that bullshit. It was just easy. So letting it be easy when it's easy. Don't overcomplicate things. And lastly on this list, it says letting goodness be. All right, let me start over. Letting goodness be there when it's there. Yeah, just when people compliment you, when they offer up help or whatever, say yes, accept it, and say thank you. Letting goodness be there when it's there. Because some people don't have that offer, or they don't have that, you know, option. So, yeah, this is a really cool list. So this was, again, I don't know how many, like 12 or whatever the fuck, things that support our healing from Lisa Oliveira. And she's at _Lisa Oliveira on Instagram. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. I really enjoyed going through that with you guys. Damn, we're fucking, know what I'm saying? It's going to be a long one. I try to keep these short, but this is going to be a long one, know what I'm saying? All right, so let's move on and let's go to the, let's read some poetry. Let's fucking do it.
Pizza. Marijuana smells good.
Pizza. Pizza. Pizza.
All right, excellent, excellent. All right, so we're doing Haiku Moment. This book is fucking awesome. All right, so we're going to do page 88. All right. Let's see here. Narcissus flowers. Their shadows on the wall belong to themselves. The tick, tick of snow on the reeds, sparrow tracks. Wet snow, another color or two on the sycamore boughs. Holding the water, held by it, the dark mud. Without a thought, the neighbor's backyard turns green. That's cool. The clock chimes and stops, but the river? One eye open, the cat eyes the fly, the long slow day. In the poppy field, a black butterfly separates from its shadow. White heron, all but its cry, lost in haze. Looking back at the fullest moon, a round-faced frog. A crow flies, becoming the darkness on an autumn evening. Chestnuts patter down in fits and starts, cold cicadas cry. I like that, cold cicadas cry. Gotta love the alliteration. Light from a doorway crosses the empty road, autumn dusk. Deep stillness, out of morning light, a lotus unfolds. Railroad track, thick with rust, a sunflower ripens. This day in history, the air, the leaves fall through. The sound they make, the sound I make, autumn leaves. That's fucking awesome. Rest stop, in the darkness, the grass stiff with frost. Our yard, our neighbor's yard, leaves piled on leaves. I've been there. No one moves. The winter evening darkens the room. Tall pines, the setting sun too lingers. Lunar eclipse, our eyes looking in the same direction. Over a field of stones, in the mist, a wireless telephone pole. Gnarled cherry trees, a crow on the bridge, doesn't budge. Through the screen, through the rain, an island in mist. Winter moon, taking all night to cross so small a pond. That's cool. Cloudless spring sky, off and on all day, the caw of a crow. Spring dawn, young tree just big enough to rest a blackbird. Migrating swallows, the gentle fall of rain and leaves. Autumn wind, louder and louder, the rattle of leaves. Still there, in the sprinkling puddle, my reflection. Not hearing the silence, until the whip poor will. Last raindrop nears end of twig, nearing it. Slower than the rest, now and then, a big flake falls, melting into the night, the red October dusk, the maple leaves. The dark hawk, perched there, hangs his wings, first rain. Winter cottonwoods, the sky between them, wind blown, blue. After hush, click of the dragonfly's wings through tall grass. The door slams shut, no one around but the south wind. Heat lightning, fireflies cross the meadow without a sound. Plum blossoms falling, in the wind, in the calm. Summer wind, the sheen of tall grass when it bends. Sunset, the scarecrow stretches across the field. Moonrise, at the edge of the woods, we listen. Winter solstice, sun in the crow's eye. On the wet street, the moon moves in and out of itself. Sleepless night, in every room, the sound of the wind. Well, fuck, there you have it. There's some really good ones in there. I really like that. Those were pages 88 to 106 in Haiku Moment, an anthology of contemporary North American haiku. Well, shit. Wow, shit. All right, so we're going to move on to the True Blue Song of the Week from the True Blue playlist. You can find this playlist on my Instagram. Just go to True Blue Podcasts. It's right there. There's a link in my profile. Same on Twitter. Podcast True Blue on Twitter. Easy to find. All right, so let's get on to the motherfucking True Blue Song of the Week. All right, hell yeah. So the song I chose this week is a song by Porno For Pyros. The song is called Pets. It's on their self-titled album, Porno For Pyros. Actually came out April 27th, 1993, which may sound familiar to some Sublime fans, but just a year in the future. I got this on cassette recently. I have the original CD that I got when I was 12. And let me think, would this come out when I was 12? Let me think. So I was, 12. You probably heard... I should say I probably heard this on MTV or the radio for the first time. Or it may have been up for an award, and that's where I heard it. Porno For Pyros used to be Jane's Addiction, but two of the members left to try to address their drug habits, and then the other I guess three stayed, and they continued on, and then they became Porno For Pyros. Name is a reference to the LA riots in '92. Lots of fires. This song, I love this entire song, especially the chorus. It really stood out to me. I mean, even as like a 12-year-old kid, I was really into Pearl Jam and Nirvana. Soundgarden. And I got into Porno For Pyros. They were kind of like that next alternative band that I got into. Just like the name and everything kind of just really stood out to me. Definitely an underrated band. The song especially has great vocals, the lyrics, also they're very unique. They have like a world kind of a music influence, you can tell, especially with the percussion. And I remember having to show my mom the CDs I wanted for my birthday that year. And it was Cypress Hill, Black Sunday. It was Counting Crows, the one with Mr. Jones. And then this Porno For Pyros album. And we were at Record Town in the Bergen Mall in Paramus, New Jersey. And I remember showing my mom all the CDs. And she kind of like was taken back by the name because of the porno part. And she didn't care at all about the Cypress Hill, the whole weed thing. She was like, whatever, no problem. She even had to tell me what a bong was because I really loved the song Hits From the Bong. Anyway, back to Porno For Pyros. Blah. She got me all these 3 CDs for that birthday that year when I turned 12, and I still have the Porno For Pyros one. I don't have the other 2, sadly. Well, I probably do, just not out here in New Mexico. But Great song. It's like the single from it. Great band. They have another album that's awesome. Check it out. The song is called Pets by Porno For Pyros. Well, hey, that's it, everyone. That's it for the True Blue Motherfucking Podcast. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate anyone who listens and, checks me out in any capacity. Hope everyone has a great week. Really good to catch up with everybody. And, yeah, let's have a good week, everybody. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.